Actually, I had a very, I wouldn't even call it an interaction
Uh-huh.
with Nassim Taleb.
Really? So now that we've covered also another huge topic, which is like career and how to go about like choosing that, I wanted to ask you if you ever thought about or um, like how do you deal with uh, not kind of you have this idea of the world which is not very usual and it kind of this independent mind and being
Yep.
an independent thinker many times goes against the tide. So whatever
Mm-hmm.
is that someone that most people think, you think for yourself and you have another idea. So how do you avoid like being overconfident or like being kind of uh, like I don't know how to put this in words, but
Mm-hmm.
like when you feel like the other people are just wrong, but at the same time you can't just tell them, okay, you are wrong because like some maybe that's the right thing for them. We don't know. So how do you go? Have you ever thought about
Mm-hmm.
it? How not to be like um, rude to other people when they like feel that the traditional way of doing things is like the way to go, let's say.
Yeah, I think it depends on what's the
Let's say
particular
career.
idea.
Let's say
A
career. Like
career,
yeah.
like a degree, like choosing a degree,
No, like
or
corporate
career in
job.
general.
Like someone, let's say, let's do a thought experiment. Like I'm your unhappy friend that works at this corporate job, but I don't want to
Yeah.
leave at any cost because this secures me a good paying, and my parents like me to do well in life, and I have my girlfriend, which
Yeah.
who also likes to go to dinner, let's say, to a fancy place. So what would you tell me? Like I don't know.
Yeah, well, I found out that there's some people that actually like that kind of stuff. Like I spent last week, I actually just came from my sister's house
Mm-hmm.
because my brother-in-law he went to the US for because he had some work to do there. Yeah, I mean we talk about it a little bit like about her life, about my life, and she was like she really liked it, to work in the company and to manage other people. It's something that she told me she liked it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't if she liked it, if she likes it, and maybe she's gonna just like it short term, maybe not
Mm-hmm.
long term, but so far she's like fine there. And so if she's happy that way, I think that's kind of these things that depends on the people, right? That
Yeah.
it's not really like a truth, but
Mm-hmm.
it's depends on the personality of the person. How is the person wired?
Mm-hmm.
And so depends on the cases. In this case, I'm not going to say like this is better, it's better this way. I'm just going to try to understand the other person. How is the other person wired? She's so extroverted. She loves working with people. So she'll be probably super unhappy maybe she were in my shoes because
Mm-hmm.
I'm alone all the time. But I love being alone. I'm like Monish Papra in that regard. Only on that regard.
Yeah.
Everything else, Monish Papra is better than me. We only
Makes
share
sense.
that thing that we don't like people. Yeah, work
Yeah.
with other people.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, people for her kind of like give her energy. But
Mm-hmm.
for me, drains energy, man, away from me. Takes
Mm-hmm.
my energy away when I like work with other people. So yeah, I think that's kind of like depends on the personality of the person. Yeah, like maybe other kind of truths. and like what you have in mind. Maybe
No,
the
I was just thinking like, because when you are like in a social group, let's say, or in a community, and like not everyone thinks in the same way like it should be, like it's normal,
yeah
and sometimes you just see things that you, to you it seems like obviously not the right thing, but everyone else is doing it and thinks
yeah
it's the right thing. So sometimes like it's not a personal experience, but I was just wondering if you ever experienced like, I guess like Spain, just like Portugal, is a very traditional country in general, not like obviously.
yeah
Um,
yeah yeah
but it's not like the US. Obviously, this is also like marketing and stuff, but it's not like in the US that you have like uh, a variety
mm-hmm.
of careers. Like you can go like in lockers and just sell things from the lockers and stuff. So it's
Yeah.
more like, yeah, it's
It's
more
more traditional
traditional.
here,
Yeah.
yeah, more employee
So
based here for sure.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So it was just me wondering if you ever find yourself like in that situation. So
All
nothing.
the time, yeah, but I don't have too many friends, I have like two best friends,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like so like open,
Mm,
to any new idea. They're also like super curious, and we a lot of times, well, I'm not sure if most times, but a lot of times we don't agree,
mm-hmm.
in ideas, but they have, they really want to dig to the truth,
Mm,
and yeah, so we enter in a lot of like debates, on
mm-hmm.
what's actually like. They don't want to like just change the topic or anything. We can speak
Right.
about a specific thing for 2 hours, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and we really want to get down to that truth, And of course, there's some ego there because you want to be right. So in
Mm-hmm.
some conversations, man, I just enter in this mode of I'm going to rationalize the shit out of this thing,
Mm-hmm.
and just say stupid things like, for instance, people who smoke, they say, yeah, there's this person who lived until 100 years and he
Yeah.
smoked. So I'm probably gonna be like this person. You enter in this kind of shitty rationalization because you want to win the argument. But then we meet the other day, and then it's like, yeah, okay, you were right about this, whatever,
Yeah.
when the dust settles, So
Yeah.
that's the kind of like people I really want to
Yeah.
spend time with, and there's not, I haven't really found too many people like that,
Yeah.
and
I guess
they
like
also don't talk about football, so that's also very appreciated.
I mean, like in that way, I'm kind of in the middle, because I'm just like you. I enjoy a lot being alone, and yeah, I work very well alone and stuff. But at the same time, I really really enjoy the company of other people. So the
Yep.
way my approach to it is like I really know who I can count on, like on the things that matter, like those kind of like you have those two or three friends that you really like know that are high quality uh,
Yeah.
individuals, and I think I have that too. But at the same time, I have very very low expectations for all the other people in the world. So like
Mm.
I kind of maybe also that's because you are a freelancer and you have again more um kind of power to choose where do you want to spend your time. So in my
Yeah,
situation,
I guess so.
I kind of I love my classmates and all the people in
Oh,
at
that's
my
cool.
school, but I can't have the same standards for everyone, and maybe there are just some subjective standards because like if you look at uh, uh, from another point of view, for example, if you want to if you take like fun as your main metric, maybe there
Mhm.
the perspective just changes completely. So I guess like
Yeah,
that low
yeah,
expectation thing also helps a lot. So um, yeah,
yeah, for sure, and you will be happier.
yeah, I think
You
so.
have low expectations, of course. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. But
and yeah, go ahead.
no, like one thing I really like, even though I just have like very like just few selective like friends,
Hmm.
but I really like to like speak to like new people, because
Random, yeah.
yeah, exactly, just randomly, because I love to understand how like a person that I don't know about things, like what's his history or her history, or a story actually,
Hmm.
his or her story, and their, I don't know, their culture, and how they see kind of like their filter of the world. Because I found really that like interesting.
Mm,
Um,
yeah,
yeah,
I do
so
that a lot, man. I do that all the time.
yeah,
Yeah, just like with you, man. Like I didn't knew
for sure.
you at all, and then I just text you. Like all the people I interview on my channel, you're the third one actually. But
Mm,
I have like just a huge number of people that I know like virtually because I text them on LinkedIn, and I think that because I'm like 16 years old and it's so unusual to receive some random text on LinkedIn from a 16-year-old. People actually
yeah.
take me,
As a
um,
grown up, more grown
yeah,
up, like
yeah,
into something.
and also are very kind, you know.
Ah,
So I kind of like, for example, you know, I don't know if you ever read this book, like the Snowball. The
I've heard about it. I've never read it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
anyways, like if I just text randomly the author of this book, she answers me, and she's very kind, and so I think that's also
Hmm.
something funny, like some cool
You
advantage.
you you grow to her.
Yeah, yeah, and
Oh
she,
wow, Alice
yeah,
Alice Roder, something like
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah,
Alice.
yeah.
Oh, that's so cool, man.
And she, and also like Monish didn't answer because he has very like uh high filters, but guy Spier
Yeah,
answered.
I haven't even tried.
Yeah, yeah. The author
Spanish.
from this book, the first autobiography of Elon Musk, like answered me. Then I don't know, just random people. And they are just
Yeah. I also talked with Guy Spier. I made a video
uh-huh.
about something he said on a podcast
Oh, with
with
Tom, with
uh,
Tom.
that was the second one I did about him. But before that, I made a video when he spoke about authenticity and the power of being of
Okay.
authenticity and being vulnerable. And he said it in a podcast with, I think the name of the podcast is We Study Billionaires.
Oh
I
yeah,
think that's
yeah,
the
yeah,
the
yeah.
podcast. Yeah, so I took apart and I uploaded, and Guy wrote me, he was like, "Oh, thanks for making the video. It was very nice." And then we kept in touch. And then he was very kind because he sent me the book,
Oh
in
shit,
Spanish. Yeah, he
that's
sent me a
so
book in
nice, man.
Spanish. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I'm reading a little bit, and yeah, that's awesome. It's awesome.
Man, that's crazy. Like, how do I always think, how do these people get the time to be so kind? with, like, with
Yeah, I
I don't know.
know.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, yeah.
very good.
Apparently, yeah. It's also like also Monish always mentioned it's part of the ethos
Yeah.
of the value investing kind of philosophy of always like teach to other people, and always
Yeah.
like transmit the knowledge and wisdom to other people. So I think that's very ingrained thing in
Hmm.
them. So maybe that kind of like plays a role
Yeah,
there.
and these are just non-scalable things that make a huge difference. Because, like, if you,
Mm,
if every
totally.
single, I don't know, like, oh, this is one of the things that Gary Vee talks about a lot. I don't know if you are familiar
Sure, I
with.
love him. Yeah, I
Uh,
love him. I love Kirby. I was. It doesn't really look like him.
Oh, don't tell me that.
Because I watch a lot of Gary Vee, man. I couldn't figure out. I mean, I know
Yeah,
the
no,
other guy is
because
Mike
he,
Tyson, but
yeah, because
yeah,
he's very serious
a
in
little
this.
bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's the
But
reason.
if you see it on, let me, now that you say that, I have to bring him.
Bring him on, man. Okay, yeah. That
Yeah,
looks
kinda,
more
kinda,
like
kinda.
him. You know what says the quote? If
Okay, okay.
you're
You're
100%
100%
fucking in
fucking in
charge of
charge
your
of
life.
your life. Stop fucking complaining.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love it. Yeah, responsibility for sure.
Anyways, what was I saying? He says like he accounts like these non-scalable things for most of his happiness. You know, like talking with random people. It's not something that you would view like as a very productive thing, but actually, it's what makes me the most happy. Like, let's say I go to the gym and I just talk with some old guy that's randomly, and yeah, that makes a huge difference in my days, let's say. So I agree with
It's
you.
a good strategy, man. It's a good
Yeah,
strategy.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's funny. And to wrap up, I wanted to ask you if you had any other cool interactions with your mentors or whatever, like people you look up to.
Let me think.
Other than Guy.
Actually, I had a very, I wouldn't even call it an interaction
Uh-huh.
with Nassim Taleb.
Really?
Yeah, because, but it was a funny one, man. I thought he was going to call me like, because he calls a lot of, he makes a lot of insults on Twitter. So
Uh-huh.
I thought I was on his insulting list. He was going
Okay.
to say something like, I don't know, fuck you or something.
Uh-huh.
Because a guy, one guy on Twitter shared a picture, of one of the videos I made about him.
Uh-huh.
And this guy tagged Nassim, and I guess they have kind of like a relationship because Nassim, he teaches at the university NYU.
Yeah.
He has like for a few months or for a year, I think he teaches a class.
Mm-hmm.
And so I guess, he has a lot of students, or maybe was one of his students, but I have no idea.
Right.
And so, this guy said something about, wow, this hit me hard, a part
Mm-hmm.
about, I think it was something about the opposite of PTSD, post-traumatic stress
Oh,
disorder.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Something he was talking about growing and personal growing and how difficulties make you stronger. And so Nassim, um, I think Nassim commented like, "Who the fuck picked that picture?" Because
Yeah.
that the corner right and and at the top right corner,
Mm-hmm.
I always put like a picture of the
Uh-huh.
tweaker, you
Okay.
know. So I had the picture of Nassim. Probably he didn't like the picture,
Mm-hmm.
so he commented something like, "Who the fuck picked that picture?"
Uh-huh.
And the guy replied, right?
Yeah.
He said, picking nuggets. Oh yeah, he said professor, so that's probably why I thought he was a student. He said
Uh-huh.
Professor Nassim Taleb. He was, and he tagged me, picking nuggets.
Yeah.
I commented, I put something like, "I hope you don't mind." And I put the emoji of the guy sweating on the
Uh-huh.
on the,
Yeah, yeah.
on the forefront, on the forehead,
Yeah.
like with the drop,
Yeah.
coming
Yeah,
down. I was like, "I hope you don't mind."
yeah. And did he
That
reply?
was it. And before that, he also like asked like, which is the YouTube channel or something like that, because someone said he has a YouTube channel, and he was like, which
Oh.
channel? and then they also like put a source to my YouTube channel. But that was it. You know, he didn't interact more than that. I think it was for the best, because I think probably if he would comment more, he would have like insulted me.
Yeah,
So I think it
trash
was
talk.
better.
He
Yeah,
will insult you, yeah. But
yeah,
I think he also has this kind of random thing. He likes so much randomness that he just like randomly kind of insults people just because he doesn't like something. So
yeah, and I really like it, you know, because I think it's like what most people do behind the
yeah.
scenes.
Hmm.
So he just makes it in public, you know.
Yeah.
If you with your best friend after, you know, the fifth wine or beer, you are saying, you know, I hate this person, like she doesn't have any values, like what is she doing with her life, whatever. Like he just takes that and he says it publicly, right? Put it in
Yeah.
Twitter, you know, like Jordan Peterson, you are an idiot, right?
Yeah.
This is what he
Why
says. Like,
doesn't he
yeah.
like it? Why doesn't
I
he
have no
like
idea, but I think he hates a lot of psychologists,
it? Yeah.
and I have no idea why he like.
I think he
Yeah,
hates like 98% of people. But yeah.
probably, yeah, and especially the higher the status of this person, I guess he's more tough with them. You know,
Mm.
I feel like he would be like super welcoming with people of lower status, like manual
Yeah.
workers, and you
Aha,
know,
yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
person. But it's also like this is the like also people that you wouldn't like see the big accounts on Twitter, you know. So we
Right.
only see like the kind of like the insults and attacks because like more higher status people.
Mm.
But I feel like probably, I mean, if he's really true to the ethics that he preaches, which I think he is, he would be like super nice and welcoming to people of like lower status, you know,
Mm. Yeah, my
or also higher status, but that are like true
to
and they
themselves.
have evidence to their words, right? It's not like empty words, you know, like
Mm.
a lot of people do. He's against of this, you know. I don't know about Jordan Peterson, but probably he saw something there. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. Who knows? Who knows? He has some like
Yeah,
laser scan to scan through people's soul or
yeah,
something.
yeah.
So I think like we covered some
Yeah, I think it was
different
perfect, man. We
range of
talked a lot of
topics.
different ideas. Yep, it
Uh,
was very nice, man.
I liked it a lot, and I really connected with you. So I hope like if
Too.
we don't do like a part two or something, because like it's if you
Mm.
don't have any, this was kind of an introduction, and I'm very proud of being like the first person to interview you, because like I feel that some people really want to know more about who's behind the all the nuggets and those kind of stuff like in your channel. So maybe
That's awesome.
that's going to add some value to those people, maybe the curious
I
ones.
hope, yeah. Maybe
Um,
someone, yeah.
yeah, so maybe in the future, if you agree, we'll do
Yeah, we
a
can
part
do a
two
part
or
two in the
something.
future for sure, man. I will
Yeah,
be very, very happy to do that.
that's good. And
It
maybe
was,
you,
I had a great time.
yeah, you'll bring some
Yeah,
news and updates to what you've been up to. So yeah, thank you so
sure.
much again, and thank you for taking the time to talk with me.